about people being sent emails overseas, telling them how to obtain an absentee ballot and telling them how to send it in by email.
YouTube Neanderthal Digest Woman of the Year and winner of the My Face is So Scary I Don't Need a Halloween Mask Award, Marjorie Taylor Greene, has done it again. What is that she's done again? Well, if you remember, she was the person who believed most wholeheartedly in QAnon, things that you can see on the internet but can't prove in real life. Things that allow you to feel superior even though you have the education of a third grader, even though you celebrate that education, because where you come from, people drag their knuckles around whilst drooling because they don't really need all that fancy book learning over there, do they? Because the sentient ape happens to hail from the dumbest corners of the highest mountains in Georgia. She thinks that she has to be the stereotype. That's the problem. What is going on? What's this? Stop. What the hell? There it is. I found out. I was wondering, who buys this stuff? What was that for? A toy train? Make America Great Again train? Plastic for $100? Who buys this stuff? And it just hit me. It's these idiots with the mentality of a 4-year-old. That's who they're selling it to. People with the mentality of a 4-year-old. That's why they love a person who talks like a third grader. And that's why the only other people who buy this are people on the other side of the spectrum, the old white people who go back to saying, I used to have me one of those train sets when I watched Opie on TV. Are you done being a caricature of the worst things that people believe about your state? Are you done? Or do you need another $8 billion lawsuit? This is what she said, people.
Someone posted up that when they went to vote in Whitfield County here in Georgia's 14th district, now remember, we're a swing state and we need everyone to vote in my district. And so they went to vote, and we have the Dominion machines. And you go through and you mark president, you mark, for Congress, that would be me. They marked Donald Trump, and they marked who they were voting for the rest of the way down their ballot on the machine. Then when they're finished, the machine prints their ballot, a paper copy, a printed copy, and each voter has to review that printed copy to make sure that it has selected the candidates that they want to vote for. And so when this voter printed their ballot and they looked, it had changed. It was not Donald Trump. It was not me. And it was not the other ones they had voted for. It had switched. And so they went up to one of the election workers and they said, here's the problem. The machine switched it, and my printed ballot, I did not vote for these people. So they had to start over, and they went through it several times, and it kept on making the same error, kept on switching the votes. And so this is something we're just starting to look into today, because I just found out about it this morning before I came on your show today. But we will be following up, and I'll be talking to election workers and officials here in the district and making sure that this happens, that these ballots are correct. Because that's extremely concerning. It sounds similar to what we heard in 2020, but there's other things that I'm concerned about, Alex. Here in Georgia, we fixed our voting laws, but states that did not fix their voting laws is Pennsylvania, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, extremely important swing states. They never fixed their election laws after 2020. And then you add on to that the amount of concerns that we have about people being sent emails overseas, telling them how to obtain an absentee ballot and telling them how to send it in by email. literally sending it in electronically, how to vote in our elections from overseas. The list goes on and on and on. And then you add on the number of illegal aliens that we are concerned voting in our elections. There's a good reason why people are skeptical.
I find it hard to just come on here and speak frankly, earnestly, without raising my voice and making jokes. Because the depths to which the Republican Party has reached into the barrel of disgusting things to pull out in order to elect somebody is depraved. It's disgusting. And I'm afraid that once you start going down that path, once you really, really only have those people in power, it only emboldens more stupid idiots, knuckle draggers from the worst corners of every mountain. And then you have to start defending this stuff. Because what becomes important isn't governing, it's just winning. Win, baby! And so now people like the Lincoln Project have to make stuff like this. This is what's happening.
Attention. Are you a Republican member of Congress? Have you suffered exhaustion or exasperation from defending Trump's indefensible comments and behavior? Have you found yourself wondering if cat cooking or weather-controlling lasers are out to get you? Then this message is for you. If you or a loved one are experiencing craziness fatigue, dropping polls, dry mouth, principles amnesia, lowered truth tolerance, diarrhea, rambling, unexplained hate gain, or an all-consuming guilt when making eye contact, you may be entitled to electoral annihilation. Call the Trumpism hotline today to receive our free information kit. Don't wait. You may be entitled to substantial losses in the House and Senate. And if you call now, you'll also receive a Harris presidency. Also, even if you don't call, your free information kit will be waiting for you in the parking lot after you drop off your office keys. Offer valid in all 50 states. No one should have to suffer from Trumpism. Make this important call today, you piece of shit.
Here's my problem. When Marjorie Taylor Greene has the power that she has, she's a sitting Congress member, and she sees something on the internet, supposedly. I believe she's lying, but even if she wasn't, it's plausible because she believed in QAnon. Do you realize how stupid you are in order to still believe or have ever believed in QAnon? You know how unmedia savvy you have to be, how media illiterate, and they vote for you because they love your whiteness. That's it. That's why they believe in QAnon. If you remember, if I can find a clip here, I may not need it, when she said, I don't know if this is true, but I hope so.
And according to Q, again, I don't have any proof of this, but we're talking about who is Q, so I'm going to tell you what he says. According to him, many in our government are actively worshiping Satan. But these are interesting things to look at, and so I wanted to talk to you about them. I'm not presenting them that they're fact, but I am presenting them that I'm hoping they're facts. Anybody?
You hope so? You hope they're killing kids and drinking their blood? Yes, because then I can be a racist and make an excuse for it. I'm sorry.
Criticism for posting hours of videos discovered by Politico in which she expressed openly racist, Islamophobic, and anti-Semitic views.
I know a ton of white people that are as lazy and sorry and probably worse than black people I know.
That's all you wanted it for. You'd rather them be drinking the blood of children, so then you could just be a racist. You could just hate the Jews and their space lasers. Because if it were true, then that means that you're not as disgusting as you are, as you know you are. You're not as filthy as you know you are. That's why you want it to be true. And that's why you believe anything that's on the internet. And you have the power of the federal government at your fingertips. And instead of calling to say, hey, I saw this online. What's really going on there? You went to Alex Jones' InfoWars and said it again. Just repeated it. Now, of course, what you guys are seeing here is a bunch of online applications for absentee ballots. Not one of them has email as an option. Not to mention you can only get them from these places. She's lying. Or if she's not lying, come back to me. She's a f***ing idiot. Because she thought when they emailed you a letter or emailed you instructions on how to get a absentee ballot when you live overseas, like my friend Mr. Bailey, who lives in Australia but has worked in Atlanta most of his life and still considers himself a citizen because he is. When she hears that, she thinks that somehow they got all this electronic doody-doos, doodads, and they're going to let them just vote over the email. I don't know how all those crazy buttons work, but I'll go on TV and I'll really be cute when I talk. They're going to love me. You backwards, toothless, country fucking bumpkin, TV version of a real-life idiot. You knuckle-dragging, mouth open, drooling all the time. I don't need that book-learning stereotype of the worst stereotype. And constantly, the Republican Party is finding themselves having to pay the lawsuits that they're about to pay, no doubt, because you didn't call, just like you never check a fact, ever. You just say it on TV. And you're the one who's stupid enough, dumb enough, to go to the guy who just got bankrupt for telling lies, Alex Jones. You didn't know? Yeah, he was just caught telling lies about Sandy Hook not being real. Had to pay them billions of dollars. And somehow he still hasn't sold his company yet. It's supposed to have been auctioned off. But that's where you go to get him in more trouble. Guys, what are we doing? Every time, what is... No, not again. No, not again. Not the 4-year-old train again. I'll leave you with this.
This is Donald Trump's party, and I'm a Donald Trump Republican.
They're right. It is his party, and it's their party.
Who is your president?
Your Republican Party, it's gone. If you thought it could be saved, you were wrong. Now, Trump's party demands its followers tell the big lie over and over. The forever lie. The lie that the loser, Donald Trump, won the 2020 election. It's the lie that defines them. The lie that justifies conspiracy, violence, and insurrection. And it gets worse. In Washington, corporations, lobbyists are still donating to Republican seditionists, even when they promised not to. The media refuses to ask them, one by one, whether they agree with the big lie. There's a bigger lie, though. The lie that this is normal, that it's business as usual, that January 6th never happened. It's dangerous. It's wrong. It's un-American. It's fueling and funding the Republican machine from top to bottom. And that's no lie.
We got to vote them out of there. We're not going to leave it up to the Republicans to figure out what's going on. We're not going to leave it up to them. I'm glad that the Lincoln Project has provided them a phone line with which to redeem themselves. But is this where we want the country? Are we going backwards to Opie land? I can't even whistle. Vote. Hey, press that subscribe button. Press the like button. Share this video. There's only a few days left.